Good morning. Welcome to Spy Money. Today we are going to talk about the rage that we had last night. We started yesterday at the bottom here. We went down to 26.94, and I thought we would actually drop to 27.29 and stop. But the fibs are what they are. I mean, they're just a guidance. It doesn't mean it's going to stop there or whichever. It can it just plays around with that area. And so I had a lot of good plays yesterday. Made a lot of money on the plays. I traded natural gas a lot. That was probably my one of my bigger plays that I've done yesterday. And then I also got in a bunch of other plays. So let's talk about our cup and handle. This is what I picked up yesterday. This is a perfect cup and handle. You drop down and you come up. There's your cup, and then right here's your handle, and then it just takes off. So I drew these lines out before the candles were even there. As soon as we got up to here, we started pulling back a little bit. I drew this down. I thought we would touch the fib, or not the fib, but the VWAP, but we didn't touch the VWAP. We ended up staying above the 15, which is even better. Then over here, it kind of come down, come close to it. We are on top of the fib right now, the 28.57.25. I do believe that we are going to see this easily today because that's only 30 points to there. There is a chance, and a very good chance, that we're going to see the 31.66. There is, I mean, that level right there, we are only looking to go from here to here is 128 points. It went 185 the other day. But when this thing takes off in a rage and it's going, it could easily get up into that area. I mean, that's a 300 point increase. I doubt we're going to see that. I'd say that we're probably going to come up here. We'll probably come down a little bit, and we might see a 100 point rally today. That's what I'd like to see because I've got SPY calls. I've also got the ES calls. So I'm trading the futures in options. I'm trading futures in contracts. I'm trading the equity ETFs and stuff as far as the SPY. Trading that in calls. I've got puts on TLT, puts on VIX. So TLT is a bond, and it's going to drop when this goes up, and it dropped a lot last night. We're going to hit that one too. I'll add that. So right now we're looking at the cup and handle of ES. It's just going to rage today. There's just no doubt in my mind. Trump has some leaders of the Wall Street coming in for a meeting today. He did the speech last night talking about that we're actually fine, and a lot of this fear that we're getting is due to the news media. He calls it the fake news. I do as well. I'm a Trump supporter. So if we get if we can get the media to get behind us and get away from that coronavirus, and our market can going up. Coronavirus is very serious, I understand, but more people die of the flu than they do the coronavirus. There's 16,000 people died of the coronavirus last year, and we're looking at under 4,000 on the coronavirus. So it is definitely an epidemic, and it needs to be addressed, but I think it's just kind of blown out a little more than what it is. So ES, that's where we are. Let's look at gold. Go back here, adjust the screen out. Gold, I'm in puts. I got in puts about right here. And this consolidation that we had just eat me alive. And we're in kind of a head and shoulders. Right here's a shoulder. Here's the head. And this almost kind of, if it would have went up to here, I would have definitely called it a head and shoulders. I was actually thinking it was going to be that yesterday, but it dropped out. So it's not really a perfect head and shoulders, but it still is. Because, right here's your hump for your shoulder. Here's your hump for your head. And then right here's your hump for your shoulder. And then what will happen, usually when it comes down, it'll just keep coming down. So that's why I got into puts. I thought we would be down a lot further than we are. So where do I think we're going on this is going to down here to 1589. That's my target. And I've got a lot of money on puts on this, and this consolidation has really just kind of messed me up. So hopefully today this is just going to drop out of the sky, come down, and I'm going to be able to bank a lot of money on that. So gold puts on your futures is what I've got. You can also do, I think JNUG is the goes along with this. I think if you had puts on JNUG, you'd be fine. I have to look at those. I never trade those stocks and I get them messed up. I think Dust and JNUG run together, and when gold goes up, they go up, and when gold goes down, they go down. So you can run puts on JNUG and get the same effect. You've also got GDST. GDST runs with gold. It's on the miner side, so it doesn't run exactly the same. But GDST, you can get into puts and come on down. So you could get that play. Let's go into natural gas. Natural gas, it has just shot up. I actually bought, yesterday I talked about this, but I actually bought call let's see, it was a midnight. So I actually bought a call right here on this green candle. As soon as this come down and come up and got the green candle, I went ahead and bought a call. The reason I did is because of this weekly chart. If you chart your plays out, you'll do much better. This is a descending triangle. So we got our horizontal line, we got our trend line there, and then look what's going on. This should go either to right here at 2871, or it might even go as high as, it would probably take days. So we're either looking at 2871, or we're probably looking over here to the 3248. So I think it's probably going to go on this trend line. So, and right there you can see that little box I've actually drawn out where I think it's going to go. Get back here. Let's see. Right there. That's where I think it's going to go. And that's the meeting of the trend and a meeting of the fib line. And you know, this big old increase right here yesterday, we had from there to there is 15%. So if we're going up to 30%, that's going to put us right on that 211 fib. And then, you know, that's only, you know, another day. So that would put us right here. And then another 15% increase would put us right here. And then another 15 increase would put us about right here. And then, so we're looking, I'm thinking over the course of a week, we could be there very easily. So that's why my play is the way it is. I'm way up on this. And I'm up almost 200% on that play. So that turns out really good for me. Let's go to the Qs. And going to the Qs is the same play as the ES. ES and the Qs just run together. So here it is. We got our cup and then we got our handle. So that's going on there. We are going to be, I think, see if we come on down. This yellow line is a trend line, and I'll show you off the weekly. We need to get through that, and if we do, 89.19 is our next stop. I believe that we're in for a pretty good rally. I don't think that we're going to go down anymore. I think that if you've got any puts on anything that has to do with the market, you're probably needing to get out of them if you haven't already. Yesterday was the day to sell the puts, and in my Discord group, that's what I was telling everybody. You know, sell it on opening, because when it dropped down and hit, I just felt that it was going to take off. Now, if we go back to the weekly, you can see this trend line, and it's plays this trend line everywhere. So right now we are coming up and testing the bottom of this trend line. And we need it to break through in order to keep on going. So if you're playing the Qs, you know, I would be in calls, but I would be, you know, kind of watching what I do with the calls to make sure that, you know, it does go through that trend. If we go to crude oil dropped bad yesterday. The biggest drop it's ever had in history. And right now we're trading at $34 a share, or I guess $34 a barrel, or whichever. The crude oil, I think, is going to just rage, and I think it's actually going to break through this descending triangle that we have right here. So with it being that low, I think that it's just going to continue to climb. $60 a barrel is where the market likes it. As far as a year or two ago, Trump said that, you know, that's where it needed to be, because up here it was way too high. Let's see, actually Trump was in office rolling through here, that went up to there. When it got up to around $75, he said it needed to be $65 a barrel, and it dropped down to 43 and then jumped back up, and it just baselined right across there. So it stayed around $60 a barrel because, he made that tweet, and that's what happened. And now we had this big old drop. So with that big old drop, now it's going to start soaring, I believe. So if you had puts in that, I think you're probably in a mistake because you got in puts too late. You needed in puts up here when we talked about it. For the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about crude oil where it's been dropping. So right now I'm talking about getting calls on any kind of crude oil. You should be fine. So, and again, that's not telling you to buy anything. I'm not a broker or nothing like that. I'm just giving advice on charts of what it looks like. If we go to the DXY it popped up last night. I really like the dollar to be a little bit lower. And if we keep it a little bit lower, then that makes our inflation and stuff go down. But it's got to modulate a little bit and stuff. We don't want it to bottom out, but we want it to right around 96 is actually a pretty good price to keep it. So if we can keep it along through there, then that'll allow other people, other countries to come over and be able to do the currency exchange and be able to afford to spend money over here. And that's what we want. The Dow Jones, we won't know about the Dow Jones until later, but it should have popped up probably to about the 2468 range, 24,680 range, in that range there, based off of what ES does. Because when ES drops, this drops. When ES rallies, this rallies. So at opening, we'll know more about the Dow Jones. If come down to Apple, Apple is like everything else. Everything's raging right now. Apple jumped way up, so whoever is in Apple calls is probably going to be a winner on this. And if you look, here's a W. Right there's one, up, down, winner. So that's going to keep on going. We're probably going to be looking, probably 292 to possibly 300 today is where I would guess. It ran last night from here to there is 7.5%. So if we get an opening of here, right there's 4, right there's 7. So we're probably looking at 300 today. It's where I would guess that we'll end up. AMD, same thing, jumped up. Probably looking at the 5113, either touching it maybe today, probably tomorrow. But I would guess probably tomorrow. So if you got in AMD calls, I think you would probably be safe for the 5113 target. We go to CCL, that's Carnival Cruise Line. I got in puts yesterday. It rallied, but I still think that Carnival line is going to keep dropping. And the reason I say that is because the Carnival virus is still a fear for travel. And I think that we are going to be headed down to this $14 range. If we get down to, at least to the, or not this 4, let's see, that's minus 14, sorry. I think we're going to get down to this $14 range is where I'm thinking. And if we go back to a weekly chart, we can see on the weekly that where we are right now, I think this will keep on selling down to, down here. I'm thinking the 1990s today that's my target. But I think when it hits that, it'll probably bounce a little bit, and I think it'll probably just keep on coming down. I don't think it's actually going to come back up to here to come down. Carnival is just in a mess right now. The stock keeps on plunging. The travels are being canceled and so forth. Their ships are going to be, not occupied. It's hard telling the lawsuits they may have with this coronavirus and stuff. So, I think it's just going to keep on going. Where's the stop on it? I don't know, but I'm thinking, we got a fib down here around $20. That, I don't really think it's going to go there, but, I think it's just going to keep on dropping. And these numbers, why is that? That's it ain't going to go there. See, right there's $10. Okay, so I got my numbers messed up. 100% is probably about where we'll be. That's $14.85, and that's going to be touching where we were before. Okay, so I think if we'll probably end up down to the $14.85 area. These down here, we're not going there. So we got the $14.85 area. That's probably about the bottom. That's going to be a double top, and then when we hit there, it's probably going to take off. Now that's over time. This is a weekly chart, so that's going to be over quite a bit of time that it will hit there. if it does. And if we come back here to the pointer, let's see here. It's not allowing me to do it. Not back far enough. But I think this is just a small little increase here, and I think it's just going to sell off. I got in calls yesterday, and I got in right on this bottom of this green candle, and it went up, and I was up 40%, and I thought, yeah, I timed that perfect, and I'll be daggone thing didn't sell off. 3M should be going up because the government's buying 30 million masks a month there now. I mean, they just put the contract out a week ago, a little over a week ago. So with that, I thought that it would rage. And especially last night with what it did, I thought, it probably would. But, we're up to here right now, so that's pretty good. So if we can just continue to go in this direction, then that's going to be great. So I'm still I'm still bullish on 3M on it. So it's not too late to get in on the ride. I think that we're going to end up going to 168 pretty quick. But I think long term, I think we're going to be up here in the $200 range, like the 206. Now that's not going to happen today. That's going to happen over maybe a week, 2 weeks or so. It may not even take that long, but I believe that's where we're going. So 3M is I'm bullish on. And we have Royal Caribbean. It's the same as Carnival. The way it's dropping down, I still believe it's going to keep on dropping. And it pretty well follows the same chart as Carnival. And then we have ROKU. ROKU shot up yesterday. I had my alert set down here because I thought it was going to keep on dropping, and it never. It actually broke the alert that I had up here, and so I didn't jump in because I was still a little concerned. I'm a conservative trader. I like to see this 15 get above the 50, and once we start getting a little confirmation, I don't have to be at the bottom. And if you, I uploaded a video yesterday, the 70-30 rule. If you're looking to get at the bottom and get at the top, or if you're just trying to get the meat of the trade, watch that video and it'll help you as far as guide you along to how I trade. And that's why I'm not in this trade yet. I don't have to have this profit here. I can wait for this 15 to cross that 50, and then when it crosses, then I can get in and take the meat. So this right here is the 30% that I'm not concerned about, because you can easily lose money. If you would have got in right here, by the end of the day, you'd been down. Now, right now, you'd been up, but it could have still sold off. So 30-70 rule is very, very important. Here's the SPY, same as ES. It's the ETF of the future ES. And again, it's going up. It looks like we touched 288 last night, and it's come down a little bit, but this is going to rage a little bit. I think that we can probably hit 297 pretty easy. If we look at the trend line tool, from the bottom, which is right here, to right there is 6%. And then if we go from right here to right there, that's only 3.85. So we could easily hit 6%, which would be 304. So I'd love to see in the 300s today. And it won't take long to fill this gap right here. So up to the 313, I think over a matter of today's Tuesday, so maybe by Thursday we could easily fill that, and that's what I'm hoping for. TLT's Treasury bond. I got him puts right along through here, and I'm up something. I can't remember the exact percentage, but I think I'm up like 35-40% or so, just at closing. So right now I'm going to be up. I'm going to be up huge on that. And where are we going? I think we're going to go down to the 153 range pretty easy. Now, if we come back and look at this chart, right through here is where we're trading. So I think in the 140s is pretty good. I'm going to keep watching this chart. I've got to change my fibs a little bit because where it jumped up. So we can do that now, actually. Let's see here. If we jump this up. All right, so now... yeah, so we got our fib at the top now, so we're more accurate. So 157 is our 618. That's my magic number. I love that number. And if we come back to where we were, so we're looking probably about I would say probably the 151, I'd be safe to get out of it right there. I think that's probably about where we're going to end up. So 151 area would be a really chunk of change, a real nice chunk of change. I don't see it going down in here. but it could possibly easily come down to the 143. That's where we were before the market started taking off. So if you want to get in long puts, you could ride it all the way down to the 143 range and probably be fine. It's not too late for puts on that. You can get in today. You're going to pay more than what I did, but you can get in them and still do fine. So let's move on to the next one here. Let's do Tesla. Tesla had been selling off, and right here's that triangle that I said, descending triangle, and it dropped out. Right now, I would say Tesla's probably going to move up because it moves with the market as well. So I think that if you had puts and didn't sell yesterday, I think you're probably going to be hurting. I believe that this is just going to keep going up. And again, as long as the market's going up, then this is going to go up. And if we look at a weekly, you can see this big old increase here, parabolic increase. So it's come down on our weekly. We're about the 15, so I see us going back up. That's what I'm looking at. But we won't know until the market gets changed around. Looking at VIX, if we go back to the 1 hour, the VIX is actually coming down now. I've got my sales in on it. I think I've got 8 or 10 puts on it. I don't buy a lot of numbers like some people. I keep my numbers small. I believe in buying small, buying right, and then when it goes the direction that it's supposed to, then I make huge numbers on small amounts of money. And that allows me to diversify, what I want to do. You don't want to just throw in, 500 SPY calls or something, and or 500 puts or whatever you're going to be doing, because if you do that and it goes the wrong way, you're in trouble. So you want to diversify. Do smaller trades and just keep it real. You don't have to make $100,000 today. Make 5,000 today. 5,000 a day would change everybody's life. So, or even making 500. You make $500 a day. Most people don't make $500 a day doing their job. Most people make probably $200-300 a day on average. So if you can make 500 a day on something, then that's great. So you can make $500 a day in stock market just without even thinking. So VIX should come on down. I'm thinking my sell price. I'm thinking that it'll come down here around this line here. And if it does, then that's where I want. And that's in the $15 range. So I'm holding out for that. I've got April 1st puts on it. But if we jump down a good amount and I can go ahead and get out, I'll probably go ahead and sell them. And then I'll jump back in on some longer term expirations. Walmart, my baby. Y'all been following me. We started back here. And I laid this out. I told everybody to get in how Walmart was doing. I knew that this was going to rally up, and right now I think I'm up something like let's see, on my play account that I have, the Robinhood, I have $90 invested in this one, and I bought 15. And right now I'm up $435 on a $90 investment. It's 483%. Now that was here at closing right here. So when we closed right here, and I was up 483%. Now we're up to here. So with this, going up, and then today when we open, we should rage. And if we do, then we're going to be getting close to my target. And my target all along, I have not moved these lines or nothing. You can see I thought we'd be there today, but that big drop we had it made it not possible. So I think that we can probably reach this, and I'll add this other line. I think we can probably reach. I think we'll probably reach. There's 5.8. We could easily reach that today. That's only 8%. So I'm gonna leave that one there. Actually, I don't need that one in there. I believe that we can easily reach up here today. If the market is strong, Walmart jumped up with it, it gapped up. So we're probably going to sell off a little bit in the beginning, come down to here, and then it's going to take off. Will we hit the 130 today? Maybe not, but I'm hoping we do, because I've got a sell in, and I'm hoping that we get such a huge spike that the premiums jump up and mine sells out. And if it does, I'm talking serious money. So let's go back to the ES and end this stream. we go back to like a 5 minute. Actually, we'll go to a 1 minute. Okay, we sold off right there a little bit. That's fine. We're just consolidating a little bit. If we come back to a trend tool, probably actually about right there, and then come up through here. So we're pretty close. So I'm not concerned about that. It may pull back to here and then touch off again. So I'm still bullish on the market. We shall see today. And in our Discord group, we talk about this all day. We post charts all day long. And we have a lot of communication, a lot of different people finding different stocks to trade. We're doing call outs as far as when someone gets in a trade. We have several channels that you can get in to find out what you're looking for, as far as whether it be futures or options in equities, or if you're doing Forex or whichever. We don't have much activity in the Forex or penny stocks, but we have more in the futures and the equity options. That's our main part of the course, or the Discord. And for the most part, the futures is what I trade, and I follow the futures. I like to know where it's going, and because when you find out where the future's going, you know where the market's going. And as far as trading futures, you can make a lot more money trading futures. I will have some courses coming out on how to trade futures, how to trade options, and so forth, how to chart. I've got all this in the work, but it's just taking a little time to get it done. But if you want to join our Discord group or our Facebook group, we have a link down in the bottom of the description, and it talks about what we do, and it gives a link for the Facebook site. You can go there and you can click on sign up, and it will put you right into our Discord group. So once you sign up, you automatically go in there. And then please like, share, and subscribe. We would love to get some communication from you. Post in the comments what you're thinking, how you're making money. Post your profits down there. If you picked up anything on this video and you've made some money on it, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to see people making money, and that's why I do this. I want to see the followers actually learning from it and taking that knowledge and going ahead and making money and changing their life. This is Warfare Trading Strategies. Have a good day.